How to make beef jerky. In this article, prepare to dehydrate the beef and store the beef jerky. The only way to preserve meat for a long time in human history is to dry it into dried meat. Although with the development of technology, humans began to use frozen technology and chemicals to keep food fresh, but many people still love the unique flavor of beef jerky. Because fat is removed, beef jerky is a protein-rich health food. Want to learn how to make beef jerky? If you want to, read on. Section 1 Ready to work. 1. Choose a piece of meat. Choosing beef tenderloin, beef belly steak, beef thigh meat, beef hip meat is easier to make. Others want to make turkey meat into dried meat. The turkey tastes softer and is suitable for all seasons, and the chicken is very thin. Only beef and turkey can be used to make dried meat. 2. Remove all the fat that can be seen. Fat causes the meat to rot quickly. Cut the meat into very thin strips. If you don't want to do it, you can let the meat butcher give it to you. Of course, you have to pay a little extra fee. It will be easier to cut the meat for 5 hours and then take it out. You can cut along or against the texture of the meat. Some people think that meat strips cut against the texture of the meat will be easier to chew. Cut the fat while cutting, because the fat can't dry out. 3. Pickled. Use olive oil and vinegar and sea salt to make a solution to pickle, or make marinade according to your preference. Put the meat soaked in the marinade into the refrigerator for 10 to 24 hours to add flavor. This step can be done or not. Extra moisture will make the deflyng step take longer, and the dried meat will be thicker. Adding some brown sugar is also very good. A very good marinade material includes smoked liquid, wood acetate, soy sauce, spicy sauce, Tabasco chili sauce, brown sugar. Also available, Belgian dark barley beer, honey, soy sauce, mustard seeds, garlic and lime. Add some chili to add some stimulating flavor. You can also add some pineapple juice, Hawaii beef jerky, some ginger, Asian beef jerky, or curry powder, Indian beef jerky. You can try it out. 4. Wrap the seasoning of your choice with the seasoning of your choice. Add some salt as appropriate to help dehydrate the meat. Note, it is recommended to use oil, vinegar, smoked liquid, brown sugar to make marinade with the following seasonings. Sprinkle some salt, pepper, cinnamon, and dried paprika on the marinated beef. Or, sprinkle some clams, cloves, and nutmeg to make African-style beef jerky, sprinkling some oregano, paprika, and garlic powder on the pickled beef. Section 2 Dehydrate the beef and store the beef jerky. 1. Let the beef dehydrate. A dehydrator can usually be used, but an oven can be used if there is a dehydrator. See Section 3. Keep some space between the pieces of meat and the pieces of meat to allow air to circulate. When using the dehydrator, first spray some non-stick spray for cooking on the shelf, then preheat the shelf. 2. Wait and wait. Making beef jerky is not a long process. Because the temperature, moderate, and the thickness of the slice of meat are uncertain, the production time is also in various forms. Generally, the production process takes 2 to 6 hours. Check the toughness of the meat after 2 hours. After that, check again every 30 minutes until you are satisfied. Cut the meat and see if it is still raw. Beef should turn dark brown or burgundy. 3. If you don't have a dehydrator, you need to use an oven. The oven temperature is adjusted to 70 degrees Celsius to preheat. If the temperature is lower than 70 degrees, the bacteria in the meat cannot be killed, and the bacteria existing in the meat can be propagated, which is unsafe and easily deteriorated. The heat is not to heat the beef, but to evaporate the water in the meat and dry the meat. Place the prepared meat pieces directly on the grill and place a baking tray underneath to pick up the dripping sauce. Bake for 1 to 3 hours, depending on the size of the meat. Dehydration may take longer, but make sure the meat is completely cooked before it can be taken out. Check it once in the oven for 90 minutes, then check again every 30 minutes. 4. Put the dried meat in the refrigerator or freezer. Tender pieces of beef, marinated in traditional herbs, spices, air-dried to perfection. Vegetarians can use tofu to make tofu.